In this quick video, I wanted to give you a closer look at a couple of blades from a company that you might have seen a glimpse of on the channel before. I'm talking about North Point Axe. Today we're going to be looking at the North Point Axe Francesca throwing axe and their Viking knife. That's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose, your home for information and gear reviews related to camping, survival, and general preparedness for regular folks. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me. Okay, I'm going to get right to the point since I said this was going to be a short video and try to minimize the rambling. Not long after I got home from Blade Show, I got an email from a guy named Adam at North Point Axe asking if I'd be interested in checking out his company and maybe having him sponsor a video. So I checked out his website. I thought, hey, this is some pretty cool looking stuff, kind of hand-forged traditional stuff. And gave him a call. We talked, and I kind of liked what he said. I liked the way his philosophy, and so we worked out a deal. And he sponsored a video a couple of weeks ago. One of those, now I work from our sponsor deals, and pretty cool. But I actually I just thought, you know what? I really like his. I like this, especially this axe. It's so cool. Maybe I just give you a little closer look in case you had some questions, because it was a pretty like a 30-second sponsorship clip, and it really didn't do justice to this thing. And I've been kind of playing around with it and doing a little tossing here and there, and you can see I've kind of dinged up the handle a little bit, but I like it so much I thought I'd go ahead and make a video about it just to give you a little closer look at it, because it is pretty cool, and I like what Adam's doing up there. I like the fact that he is hand forging very traditional tools, and that's kind of a dying art, so to speak. So I kind of want to support somebody that is keeping that alive, because for centuries, the blacksmith was an integral, very crucial part of any society, and now with modern machinery and techniques, it's not so much. But I just think it's pretty cool that you can take a piece of steel and a hammer and a forge and make something like this, which is pretty cool, or something like this, which is also pretty cool. So anyway, I said I wasn't going to ramble, and I'm rambling, but I do think it's pretty cool. And let me just get this right out of the way right up front. Like I said, Adam agreed to sponsor a video, but this is above and beyond. He didn't pay me for this or ask me for do this video. I'm just, I really think it's cool. But he did offer a 10% discount to the viewers of this channel. If you use the coupon code SOP10 on his website, you'll save 10% on whatever you want to get. So there's that. I don't want to get that out for you so I don't forget. But so again, this is the Francesca throwing axe, and this one is modeled after a medieval battle implement, I believe. And this is the custom version. And then this is the his Viking knife. I think this is a Viking knife too. And you can see it's a very one-piece of steel with kind of a twisted handle with this little return here. And so we'll take a look at that real quick, and then we'll look at the axe, and we'll wrap this up, because I think it's pretty cool. And one thing I really I respected about Adam, and I really thought was refreshing, was, especially right after Blade Show, I just seen a lot of stuff like this, and knives, and just from custom stuff to production stuff. And some of the custom stuff, like the more stuff like this I saw, man, there were some prices on this kind of stuff that were like, wow, unbelievable. But I understood it, because this is time and effort. You got to stand over a hot forge with a hammer and an anvil and a piece of steel and tongs and all that. You got to have the skill and the knowledge to do it, and you're crafting something straight basically out of just a lump of metal, which I think, again, is pretty cool. But I was really impressed by the prices on Adam's website. For example, at the time of this video anyway, I don't know when you're watching this, but this price on this hand-forged throwing axe, it's like 75, 76 bucks, something, 78, I don't know, under 80 bucks, which I thought was pretty good, especially compared to some of the prices I saw at Blade Show. And then this knife, which is his Viking knife 2, I believe, is like around the $25 mark, which I don't know how long it takes him to make this. I know it would take me a long time, but still, I mean, I think that's very fair. So anyway, I asked him why are your prices so low, because I saw some really high prices at Blade Show. And his answer was really refreshing. He said, look, you know what? He said, I'm still perfecting my craft. I don't consider myself, a total expert, or I don't consider myself a master blacksmith right now. So I'm trying to keep my prices to reflect that. And I thought that humility really, really impressed me, because, like I said, I saw some stuff that didn't look any better than this for a lot more money than this at Blade Show. So good on Adam for being humble and trying to be fair with his pricing. And he said he also said he just really wants people to be able to afford some a genuine hand forged item. So there's that. I'll stop rambling now. I did want to point that out to you. But so what I thought we'd do is I'll take you down to the old stump top. We'll take a little closer look at this Viking knife and the Francesca axe, and then we'll check the balance on the axe at the old balance orientation and rotation device right there. Not going to throw this. This is Adam specifically told me these are not designed for throwing because of the temper of this metal here. But he didn't tell me that until I had already broke one. So he sent me a new one, which was good on him for doing that because he didn't have to. To look at it, you would think it's metal. Is it going to be comfortable? There's just enough spring in here. It just kind of gives a little squeezability factor there. So I'm rambling. Let's go down the old stump top and get to doing some nice stuff. Okay, first of all, let's take a closer look at this knife. So as you can see, give me a little focus here. It's a hand-forged blade that is twisted up here, curled back around, got a nice little loopsy-loo right here, and it fits my hand really well. It feels really good in there. The grind is very even and just a really nice looking. I like this. I like the forging finish, I guess. A little bit of a rounded back on it, not a sharp spine on this one. That's more traditional. It's not traditional to have a sharp spine, I don't think, in these kind of knives, but pretty cool there. So, and then Adam furnishes it with just this little handmade sheath. It's nothing fancy, just a little leather sheath, very flat, but it gets the job done and pretty cool. And at the time of this video, the price for this knife on the website was like around the $25 mark, which I thought was a heck of a bargain. So there's that. And then here is the Francesca throwing axe. And a couple things right off the bat about this. First of all, he's calling this a throwing axe, even though it is hafted like a tomahawk. So basically, you can change the head in the field like so, and then put it back on. And then if you look at this, you can see, again, you can see the hammer marks. I mean, this is hand forged and did a pretty good job. He did actually a good job on the forge welds here. I believe it's here. I'm not good enough to know, but I think it's here. Then I think he makes these halves, these handles himself. This one has a straight tomahawk style handle. Again, this is modeled after a medieval battle implement. This is the deluxe version, again around $75, $78 on his website at the time of this video. The standard version looks, if you can imagine where my fingers are, it's more of a straight edge, and which is probably more traditional after the actual one. This one has got a little more usable edge with a nice arc there. And just to be clear, this is not designed to be a chopping or woods axe. This is a thrower. This is designed to be a thrower. Adam does make, regular chopping axes and woods axes, but this one is designed to throw. And so that's what we're going to do with that one in just a minute. I want to give you the details of that, show it to you. So let's also let me stick it over there. Let's take a look at the knife now and see if we can do a little bit of whittling or carving or something with this one. Here's just an old bone dry piece of cedar off the ground, and you can see all right, well, not too shabby there, not too shabby at all. I don't think this is square enough to strike a ferro rod, but we'll give it a shot and see, because you know me, I got to try, right? I don't think it's got a 90-degree spine at all, but no, it's not. It's purposefully rounded off, so and that's fine. I didn't think it did, but we were able to get enough carving here to use the striker to get the fire going. So there is that. So that's the Viking knife. Pretty cool. Put it back in its sheath. Now let's take a look at this thing and see how it works for its intended purpose. Okay, before we get started with the Francesca axe, I want to just go over the pros and cons, give you my kind of wrap up on the knife here. Again, this is a Viking knife, and first of all, I really like this design. I like this little curve right here, kind of almost like a trigger guard, so to speak. It gives it a little bit of spring, which gives it a little comfort. This thing feels real good in my hand. The little bend back here just fits right, nestles right into my hand really well. So it feels really good, really comfortable. My thumb rests right there very naturally, right where you're going to need it to put the pressure on. You know, it is not a sharp spine, so it's very comfortable on your thumb. And I think it's just a cool looking knife. I like the hammer forged, the forged finish on it. I think Adam did a really good job of grinding this thing nice and even. You can look at the grind on it, it's nice and even. So really good job there. You can tell he cares about what he's doing. Now, he did go to the trouble to even round off this little part here to cut down the sharpness there. I think for me, he could have left that like sharp. That would have been a good spot maybe to strike a ferro rod and leaving the spine rounded off. But you know, it's just personal preference on that. I will say that the edge was not razor sharp. It's pretty sharp. He did a pretty good job on this, but if you're like me, you're probably going to want to touch this up if you get one, because it could always be sharper, right? But it got the job done on the wood, and I think it could definitely use a little bit of work on that. But I've received knives that were a lot more than this, that were no sharper than this. So I think it did a good job of it. And it's good steel. You can tell it's very well made. So I like that. So anyway, for 25 bucks. I think this is a really cool deal if you like that traditional style knife. So now let's take a look at the Francesca throwing axe. So I know what you really want to know is how well this thing throws, so let's get to it. I do really like this throwing hatchet. Oh, I missed. A little bad throw on me there. My target is getting completely destroyed. Okay, so well, I guess right now the score is Francesca throwing axe 1 and balance, orientation, and rotation device 0. Because now it's time for a little refurbishing. But I got to say, I really like this axe from the folks at North Point Axe. I like the knife, but what I really like is that knowing that you know, if you buy something from Adam, it is really helping support and keep alive this blacksmithing tradition. So I encourage you to go check out all of Adam's bladed implements at northpointaxe.com, and you can use the coupon code SOP10, all caps, and save 10%. He makes axes, knives, swords. I think he's got some spears. Pretty much if it's got an edge on it and you can do it on an anvil, he makes it, which I think is pretty cool. So once again, thanks to Adam at North Point Axe, not only for sending me this stuff so I can show it to you, but also for being a channel sponsor. And thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. There'll be a link to North Point Axe in the video description, along with links to all the other channel sponsors. Many of them have discount codes, and all of them are companies I know and trust. And when you support them, it helps keep Survival on Purpose on the air. So I really appreciate your support. Once again, my name's Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident. So be prepared. I'll see you next time.